Hello everyone. It's May 11th today. 2 days since I filmed my first half decent video. I figured I'd start with a little introduction of this tractor. When I last filmed, the tractor is sitting in the shop. I was installing a GPS and an auto steer kit in it. It's an older Outback with a hydraulic steering kit. There's some of the hoses I had to install. Anyways, this is my second ever tractor. I bought it in an auction last summer, and I bought it for less than half of market value, so I've just been over the moon about it ever since. I'll just hop in the cab here, give you a general idea of what it looks like. It's all original seat even. Here's some of the stuff I installed. This is a monitor for that pull type sprayer I displayed in the last clip. This is a mapping screen for the GPS, so it can show me where I've been in the field and where I haven't been yet. Because when you're spraying, you don't disturb any of the ground, so you really can't tell where you've been without looking at a GPS screen. This is it's called an S2 light bar. It has lights that shine up on either side of center, so you know if you're where you're supposed to be. I'll start it up. Starts real nice. I'm going to hook it on to my heavy harrow over there because it occurred to me that seeing as the sprayer doesn't leave any tracks in the ground, I have no way of knowing if my GPS is accurate or not. In other words, I'm not missing anything or overlapping, and that it's driving perfectly straight. So I'll get hooked onto the harrow and I'll bring you back once it's hooked on. Well, I managed to get that hydraulic remote working. The couplers were no good on it, so I replaced the couplers and got my air conditioning recharged and fixed a leak. We're heading to the field, flying along at 23.4 miles an hour. Not terrible speed, road speed for an old tractor. I'm going to attempt to back into field position one-handed. This is generally easier not holding the camera, but I'll give it a go just so you can see how it's done. So the wings of the harrow, I'm just trying to spread them evenly. Little by little. And that's it. Now I'll fold it down. And watch the lock mechanism clamp down on the arms. Well, there we go. There, now we're in field position. I'll get my perimeter done on the field. It's called the headlands. That's the just the outside round, and then once I have that done, I'll bring you back, hopefully with some auto steer, so I can film with both hands. Keep talking. Well, we're a day later since the last clip. I managed to get the headlands done on that field, or the perimeter, and did a strikeout across the field. That's the first pass. Got the auto steer set up. Everything seemed to be working perfect, and then I lost all my steering altogether. That just went dead wheel on me. So I parked the tractor, tried to diagnose it, and didn't have a lot of luck that yesterday afternoon. So I unhooked it, and I'm coming back with my dad's Case Magnum, and I'll finish the field that way. There just simply isn't time to go fix the steering in that tractor when I need to get it done. Need to get the harrowing done today, so I could hopefully start seeding it tomorrow. Well, I'm back in the field. Hooked onto the harrow, made my first pass. You can see where I've been there, it's quite dark. And the other side of it is not done yet. So I'm just going to be going back and forth diagonally across the field because I have, there's furrows in the field running east and west across. And those are made by the chisel plow, which make the field kind of rough and uneven. And I need the field to be smooth and level in order to have a uniform seed bed for good canola germination. So I'll just continue going along like this until the field is done, and then I might head off to my next half section, which is about 300 acres. Just a little view of what it looks like behind me. That's the GPS screen. That little tractor on the monitor, that's me. And that square is a map of the field. I'm going along at 7.9, 8 miles an hour at 1,780 engine RPM, using about 60 to 65% overall engine power. Working pretty good. My apologies for the bounciness of the camera. There's a reason I'm harrowing this field, and that's because it's not very smooth. Here's the other tractor that I'm having steering troubles with. Oop, there we are. Just finished this quarter, folded up, and now we're on to the next half section. It's about 14 miles from here, and this tractor goes 29.5 miles an hour, so it's a good little jaunt. I'll bring you back when I'm there. On the way to the next half section, it started downpouring and didn't seem to want to let up. You can't harrow in the rain because you need the straw to be dry, so it will break up and flow through the harrow and spread evenly. When it's wet, it just kind of sticks together and clumps up. So that'll be it for the day. Hopefully I can bring you back tomorrow with better weather. It is May 12th today. Just a little shot of the rain. Well, it's the following day. It's May 13th. We had some warm, dry, windy weather this morning. So with any luck, the straw will be fit to harrow. So I'm going to make my way towards that 300-acre half section. Well, I'm back in the field. I'm in the other half section, and harrowing not only moves straw and moves dirt, but it also helps dry the ground out. And there's some wet spots here, and I'm going to try and not get stuck. And I'm driving in really what is just mud. If I can crack the surface open and spread the straw on the top, it'll help dry it out. But I'm really playing with fire here. If I get stuck, I'm in trouble. There's nobody available to come give me a pull. See, it wasn't that long where there was sitting water in there. It's just greasy. Really, really wet. But it is rather satisfying simultaneous, seeing the straw move and exposing the mud underneath, which with any luck will get warmed by the sun, and maybe I'll be able to seed through these little wet spots. Going through the wet spot again. Oh, we're chewing. Whenever we go through the wet spot, the harrow sinks in the ground and it spikes to about 90% power usage from its normal 60 to 70. Steering around water, trying to dry out these potholes. There's a half dozen of them scattered throughout this field. I hope this harrowing improves the situation some. finished the first round of the perimeter, and now I'm on the second one. I need 2 rounds so I have room to turn around at the end of each pass. Makes my life a little easier. Okay, I'm making my first pass across the field diagonally from corner to corner. I'm using 90 to, I guess, 75 to 100% overall engine power, using 10.8 gallons an hour, and I'm covering roughly 70 acres an hour. I'm traveling at 10 miles per hour, which for those of you on the road, 10 miles an hour is not real fast, but I assure you, 10 miles an hour in a tractor in a field feels like you're flying. Kind of the equivalence of doing, say, 150 miles an hour or 200 kilometers an hour in a car. It just feels ridiculously fast compared to the norm. See on the mapping screen there, the green is where I've been, and everything that isn't green, I haven't been there yet. This is my very first pass on this field. It did occur to me that I don't have the greatest understanding of who my audience is. I don't know what your guys' background is in agriculture, if any, or what country you're from. So feel free to share in the comments where you're watching from, what your background is, so I might have a greater understanding of how descriptive I need to be in terms of what I'm doing and why. Or perhaps a better description of the equipment or the sciences or anything else related. There's another one of my neighbors on the other side of me. So I got tractors working on fields on all sides of me right now. This is a John Deere 4-wheel drive articulated tractor pulling a Bourgault Paralink drill, presumably the model of 3320, with a Bourgault 6550 tank. So that'd be 550 bushels. And in the very same field as that one is his anhydrous unit, another John Deere 4-wheel drive pulling a Bourgault cultivator with anhydrous tanks. Anhydrous is nitrogen fertilizer, one of the primary nutrients for plants. Again, my apologies for the lack of steady filming. This field is quite rough. I'm doing the best I can. Well, I'm trying to harrow the wet spots, and the spot didn't look that wet, but I sure sunk into it. Those are my ruts there. Very narrowly got stuck. It's wide open throttle on the edge of it, and the front wheels are what pulled me out of that spot. Just left terrible ruts. Gonna have to come back with the loader and fill them in when they're dry. Won't be any fun hitting those ruts with the sprayer when I'm flying across the field at 14 miles an hour. That's for sure. One of the great things about farming and being in the field is the wildlife you get to see. There's a coyote watching me. Came out of this wet spot here. It's hiding somewhere in those willows, I imagine. The willows right there. There's one of my neighbors on the field neighboring, just touching mine. Is in a versatile 835, pulling a Schulte deep till. He's banding anhydrous. I banded my anhydrous last fall, but I guess he's doing his now. My apologies for the lack of steadiness in my recording here. This field isn't very smooth. That's part of why I'm harrowing it. Well, I managed to finish the half section. I only almost got stuck once, and putting her back into road position, and I'll head back to the farmyard. That's it for the day. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like or subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I hope to see some of you in the comments. Thank you.